We are back, guys. By the way, we did a fact check real quick. And what year did Bob Marley die, Steve?
May 11th, 81.
1981.
Gonzaga
Is located in Spokane, Washington.
Right, that's what I thought.
50-50 for me. I was half right on the early 80s on Bob and completely wrong on the Gonzaga. Spokane, Washington. So your pops knew it?
Yeah.
Which
I asked him that years ago.
I have to say this. Back in 91, 90, I didn't understand the importance of it because I wasn't really into it at the time. But my dad took me to the Hornets had moved into town, and they had just built the new stadium. Yeah, that they had imploded, and they had won the ability to host the Final Eight, not the Final Four, but the Big Eight, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And Gonzaga was one of the teams playing. Syracuse, I think Syracuse, but I know for sure Duke and Tar Heels.
Right.
So, and we sat for all of, we were there from that morning till that night, actually.
Wow.
Which was great, though.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which Dad got kind of like bored a little bit halfway into it. But once I got there, I realized the gravity of what we were watching.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Well, I remember that one year, my dad called me up and asked me, how far it was from Davidson.
I figured you were going to say Davidson. Yeah. Which, by the way...
That's when they have that one newscaster on the CBS Early Show. He was in Davidson.
Oh, wow.
Live broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
He made what, Elite Eight?
Yeah, the Elite Eight. That's what it is. I'm going to say, the
That's
Elite Eight.
Steph
Yeah. And Steph, let me tell you something. I watched a YouTube clip the other day, and it was a warm-up. It was a pre-warm-up, your normal warm-ups, where everybody comes out. They what's good about like baseball, and even which the NFL is like this too, and the NBA, about an hour and a half before they do a kickoff, tip off, whatever, or first pitch, everybody goes out, and after the group does the warm up as a team, you do your own individual thing, and then some people will get pumped up by listening to music, go and visit with fans, stuff like that.
Right.
Well, Steph was out, and it was an away game actually, so it wasn't his home court. And he was doing his normal shots, right? Yeah, so he was behind the three. I'm not saying he was on the three line. Yeah. He started out a little bit behind the foul, but within 3 shots, he worked his way behind the 3-point line. Yeah. And the title of the Reels clip, because it's not like Instagram, whatever, where you have a little clip. Facebook has what they call Reels, which is a clip. Right. On this Reels clip, it was about a minute and a half long, and the title of it was Steph Curry is just. He's a machine. He's a different type person. Right. And I've seen this before, but in his warm-up, he was hitting every three that the coach or the trainer threw at him from wherever. He hit every one, and he never missed. Not because the tape stopped or the recording stopped, but because he had shot like 20, 25 shots, and he was starting to get a little bit tired. And this before the game, so he stopped. I'm like, oh my God! And so the whole crowd that was there, about 3/4 full at that time, when he got done and walked away, they're just getting up. Even the home team for the other team got up and just like he is just a different type of. Which his dad was a Hornet, so therefore, it's almost as if it was just like inbred in him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, he got his natural talent, which we've discussed this before, is not always passed from one father to son, especially in racing, because there's usually in racing the norm is this: it passes from like not father to son, but from like uncle to nephew, or from father to like son. Rarely, that's a rarity. It's more like Blaney,
Gibbs.
or Gibbs, or what's his name, Ward Burton, or Jeff Burton's nephew, Ward's son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
God, yeah.
So,
yeah.
and it's usually passed that way.
Yeah.
Or Casey Mears, Rick Mears, not his son, but his nephew.
Right.
So,
Mears,
there's more of the uncle nephew type pass along than father son. By the way, I had a little kid come in the other day, and he wanted a key, and I knew this kid didn't have any cash on him. And of course, we're gonna be nice to him, so we take him to C34, which is the racing ring, the pit.
Right.
Yeah, pit. They call it Pit 34, but the actual number is 2, B or C34.
Right.
I take him in there, and I show him. Surprisingly, he's counting his. I felt so bad. He pulls out his plastic wallet, which is like a transformer wallet, right? Like, and he's counting his money, which is ones. And I said, I hear the movement of the bills, so I know at least he has $6. I don't know what the denominations were, and it comes to find out it was $6. And he asked me, he's like, he's got a car that's $5, right? So he asked me where Deegan, oh my God, like Haley is. And so I didn't understand what he said at first. I'm like, I don't know what that is, kid. He's like, Deegan, whatever. And then it dawned on me, he's asking for the female driver that races in the truck series, Deegan, whatever.
Oh,
and I said, buddy, I don't know. And I said, and unfortunately the guy doesn't have an alphabetical order, but he's a huge fan of hers. You know, which she scores about she's had some bad luck. I can't say she's a bad driver, but she's done about as bad as people can do in the series lately, and actually late last year. But that just proves to you that no matter how, well, not always, but if your personality is more popular than your driving skills, you can sell merch and you can be popular. Look at Dale Jr. Dale Jr. dominated the most popular driver of the year for the whole entire time he was in NASCAR. And he didn't win that many races. Now it's dominated by Chase Elliott. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Chase backed it up a year after he got into the series with a championship. You know, I mean, for Christ's sake, look at Kyle Larson. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, there's still some, and this makes us feel old, there's still some veterans like Kyle Busch who people are like, he's going to be like a Kevin Harvick. As soon as he switched to to Stuart Haas, he won a championship, or 2 years into it, he won a championship. After they questioned, why would you ever leave Richard Childress, buddy? He drove for Richard. And same thing with Kyle Busch. Everybody had questions, Steve. What would happen? What? Because Richard Childress was known for when he had Larry Mack and stuff like that, winning championships, big races stuff.
But
and
why would Kyle Busch win?
Here's why. There was conflict. Here's what we heard. There had been conflict between. This is going to get deep, but let me just tell you how it is. Coach Gibbs is known for being like a hooper, which means he runs his business as if based off. And he wants everybody else to be as based off as if your faith, your religion. Now, he's very much a standout Christian amongst that, right? So, therefore, he wants his drivers to be. Well, everybody knew that motherfucker is pushing like a goddamn plow, Kyle Busch, right? So, 2 years after Kyle had signed with Gibbs, he had announced his reformation of faith and his wife, blah, blah. That lasted about a year. And then he started going bad, and they started cussing. So I heard there was a conflict there. Plus, he wanted a little bit more money. Now, here's the deal. Yes, you're good. Yes, you've won a lot of races. His pay scale is not based off, of course it is based off championships, but it's also based off of your races. So if you're consistently up front and not winning a championship, you're still making top dollar. He made top dollar, which runs around roughly 15, some say 18. I know for a fact it's around 16 and a half a year. He's winning 17 to literally $500,000 more to $1.5 million more. He won around 18 to 20. Richard was in the predicament of he let Ty go. He still had Austin, his grandson. He's not going to let him go, but he needed a replacement, dude. So everybody wondered what would happen. What happened to Richard Childress? Is his cars not as good as they were, or if you put a Kyle Busch or a Chase Elliott into it, would they win? So everybody's been speculating that. So, I'll finish it when I get back.